Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. I do truly appreciate it. And the friendly neighborhood mail lady has officially hooked a brother up. I ordered a box. And it came in a box. But I ordered a box from a fella named Gerald Ward, a bibliopathologist. Gerald Ward, it officially says it right here. The United States Postal Service will not lie. A bibliopathologist, Gerald Ward, has made a tray case. He's made a lot of tray cases, I take it. But he's made one that I'm interested in, and it's in here. It's for a book, go figure, by one of my favorite authors on God's green earth, a guy by the name of Fracassi. Ever hear it? A guy by the name of Philip Fracassi. And last year, he wrote a book, go figure. Author Philip Fracassi wrote a book. That book is called The Third Rule of Time Travel. In this edition right here is a broken binding, signed, limited edition with sprayed page edges. I did a book unboxing video showing you this. This was number 174 of only 500 copies. It sold out post-haste very, very quickly. I was very glad to be able to get it on my shelf. A great science fiction, Philip Fracassi's science fiction novel, obviously related to time travel. And a lady named Beth Barnes, and it was a great book. One of the best books in 2024. And it had a couple of wonderful editions. One that I also showed you from Phantasia Press. The Phantasia Press edition came in a slipcase. This is not about that, but it came in a nice slipcase enclosure for the book. Another signed limited special edition with artwork by Francois Vaillancourt, one of my favorite illustrators who ever lived. So this is also a great, cool, limited edition version. Not as many bells and whistles, but our good friend, Gerald Ward, bibliopathologist, has helped. He made a custom Traycase enclosure. And I've shown you a lot of Suntop editions and others that have Traycase enclosures, a fancy way to put your books on the shelf. Well, this one looks phenomenal. And it's here. I ordered it after I got a second copy of The Third Rule of Time Travel Broken Binding Edition. And this one I got from a friend. And it came wrapped just like this. And I decided I would leave it wrapped just like this and keep it, since I've got one already shown where you can see the spine and all that stuff. And then I decided I must get now the Traycase enclosure, and I can put my sealed copy in there. If I had a third, well, I'd put this on the shelf and put that on the shelf. I had all sorts of options, but that's getting kind of ridiculous. And I feel like I'm already on the side of ridiculousness as it is. But let me open this thing up and take a look. It's called the Temporal Vault, if you will. So the bibliopathologist, Gerald Ward, seems to give individual characteristics to his books. And if you go on the website, he's got some cool stuff, book-specific things, including quotes, but descriptions of the tray case and such as that. I really like it. It's really cool. Seems like he has fun with what he does. But most importantly, let's see what his stuff looks like. It's well protected in a big sturdy box, cushioned with all sorts of stuff, which is good because it doesn't take much for a fancy tray case. Take a little ding and all of a sudden you're effed. Right in the A. And so he packaged it up to keep us in great shape. Let's unwrap it and see what all she looks like. Wrapped up in a plastic bag. And I've got to find it looks like it's sealed. I don't know. We're stuck. It's got a little glue, so let's open it up. I like the medallion type sticker. I once heard the word called escutcheon, and I don't know what it means, so that's for a different discussion. But let's get this thing open without messing up our sticker thing. Maybe I'll save it. I got a place to stick it. And if I can get it off without damaging too badly, I'll stick it in that place. Uh-oh. I messed it up already. Anyway, that's the breaks. Stickers stick. Ain't that something? The facts of life as they come from your friend Tim. The facts of life are stickers stick. And if they don't, they ain't no count. I speak good. But the receipt, this thing cost $75 plus $15 shipping. So delivered is $90. Don't tell my wife. Please. Please. No, it was wow. It seems like a pittance to pay for a Traycase that cost more than the book. But it's a special book, one that I would not part with for a lot more money than I paid for it. Now it's got a good looking enclosure, and it is sunken. The label, I don't know what you would, it's a paper label, but it is in an indentation in the book, recessed spine label, so you can see. And this cloth covered boards, 2 colors. I don't know what kind of cloth it is, but it's the good stuff. And like I said, I've shown you some really nice tray cases, and this is a really nice tray case. So I don't know if I can go custom order tray cases from somebody, how much they would cost, but I told you what this one cost. And wow, man, I'll show you some things here. A Gerald Ward MLS business card. Cool looking backside of that card. What else is in here? A card stock. Whoa, there's a little bit. Temporal Vault from the Fracassi project file. Preservation entry, and then some numbers. I guess mine is individually numbered, perhaps. Or maybe that's just the model number itself. This enclosure designated temporal vault was constructed by Bibliopathologist to preserve the special edition of the third rule of time travel by Philip Fracassi, The Broken Binding 2024. As per established containment protocols, the enclosed volume has been isolated within a sealed environment to prevent external distortion, chronological seepage, or reader-induced anomaly. And then a quote from Philip Fracassi in the third rule of time travel. Humans are made up of memories. It's the constitution of who we are. Our minds hold the reflections of a billion lives, infinite parallel worlds. But only fate can decide which of those we are allowed to see and touch. File secured by Bibliopathologist, chrono sealed and certified. That's a cool, it will go in the book, but I'll set it to the side just now. But looking inside, it is fantastic. So you have this fitted spine insert. So I'm just going to try to show you right here. And it's covered in what feels like the same cloth that's on the outside. And then the back and the front is lined with what they call archival quality, acid-free, and it's a smoothish, but it feels soft to the touch, textured black paper, very thick, and it looks very good, as well as the label in the corner, which sticks up only slightly, right there with the Bibliopathologist logo. So I don't know. I wanted to say sparing no expense. I don't know what expenses they spared, if there were any spare expenses to spare. But the quality here, fantastic. Fantastic. If I had paid $1,000 for a book and enclosure, and this was the enclosure that it came with, I would be happy with the enclosure that it came with. So that's, I don't know what all that means, but it is fantastic. It is well worth the money, and it is very, very appropriate for the book that will go into it. So most people will not be putting a wrapped, packaged book in there. I will, but first let me show you. I've got the Broken Binding edition, and the dust jacket is wrapped in a Brodart Adjustafold 3 book protector, whatever they're made out of. People say Mylar, some clear plasticky stuff. Whatever, it's stuff. But I'm going to set it in here and show you what she looks like, just like that, which is probably more likely what you're going to have. So the book sets in its pocket just right. And the Bro Dart, it's relatively new. So it's a little bit poofy. It hasn't taken a set seal inside the box. It will. It would. But you could see eventually this part would collapse more when you fold Bro Dart around a dust jacket. It does not quite crease right away. It takes time to take a set. But you're going to put brand new stuff on your book. You're going to enclose it in here. And voila, there she goes. Nice, tight close. Looks great. And let's see, I don't know if it'll fit in this particular shelf like that. I'd have to do some chicanery because of where I've chosen to put my Fracassi stuff. But let's do some chicanery right now. Let's move some stuff. Unprepared. I'm not prepared for the work that I'm about to do. So put it in place just so you can see what she looks like on the shelf. See if these will fit. Again, the tray case is much thicker than the book itself. Do a little bit of moving. Oh, the agony. Put these back in without scuffing up corners on my soft cover books. And that's what she'll look like sitting on the shelf. It looks fantastic. I'm so happy that I got this. And I'm now keeping a very close eye on Bibliopathologist because I saw a picture on their website of a tray case, and on the spine it said the words, "Alas, Babylon." My favorite book. And I recently picked up, I showed you this book already, and now it's gone. It's gone off my shelf. Somebody has stolen my book, my favorite book. Well, I just moved it. It's not gone. I moved it over here. When I rearrange things, I essentially sabotage myself. But Centipede Press recently did a limited edition version of Alas, Babylon. So I saw a tray case that said Alas, Babylon on the spine. And I quickly mashed them buttons and said, hey, is that for... and can I, buy one? And that was just like 10 minutes ago. I haven't heard back yet. I don't know what the holdup is. 10 minutes. No, anyway, I'm excited because if there is a tray case from Bibliopathologist for this book, or for another version of Alas, Babylon, I do have a library book, the first edition, first print copy of this. I would buy one for this one even, maybe. Yeah, I would. But anyway, once I hear back from them, Bibliopathologist that is, namely Gerald Ward, once I hear back from him, I will then hopefully be able to buy one of these for my favorite book that I ever read, Alas, Babylon by Pat Frank. But back to our regularly scheduled program, which is a phrase that's so hard for me to say, is I don't know why is I can't say it right. But anyway, let me open this box back up and let's see how well the rapt attention, rapt enthusiasm, the package, the wrapped version with bows and stickers and wrapping paper and all that, because ultimately this is how it's going to go on my shelf. Like this. It's going to go in here next to this one. I'll have to figure out how to do some chicanery and moving around. It's going to go in there like this and sit in here something like this. But it fits. It fits. It looks just right. Gerald Ward, Bibliopathologist, has taken care of business. He's hooked this up. He's hooked up the Fracassi collection with some fantastic protection, tray case, temporal vault for one of the all-time greats. That is the third rule of time travel by one of the all-time greats, and that is Philip Fracassi. Freak out, freak out. And with that being said, I'm a Fracassi freak, and I got no more lies to tell, so thank you for your time. I do truly appreciate it. And say la vie, baby. To-do.